So, oh, there it is. I'm gonna have you lean forward just a little bit here.
Lean back.
Oh, you're good right there. I just moving the back out of the chair. So what I'm gonna do first, if you remember the exam from the first time, we do every single visit. Because I would love to pick out exactly what's going on, put a black and white picture up there. But at the end of the day, I still got to do the analysis to actually make sure things match. Because your information is kind of what matters the most. So, right here what I'm doing is I'm checking the temperature near the nerve roots that are exiting from the spine. And what that tells me is that if there's a difference in temperature, it'll be more on one side than the other. And if there's a difference in temperature, that means that we have some sort of inflammatory response, which basically just tells me to pay attention. And what I'm hoping is that, just like we talked about some of the things we saw in your x-ray, we want to see if it matches what we were talking about. Typically, we do. And this is your first time getting adjusted, right?
Yeah.
So you excited or scared?
Oh, both.
Both? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's a typical way it goes. That's a typical way it goes. So tickle. Let's see here. Let's see. So you've never been to a chiropractor before?
No. Like, it's too close to my neck when, like, I'm afraid, like, they pop my neck too much and, like, die right there.
Well, we definitely
I've
don't
seen movies. Have you seen Steven Seagal?
I was about to say, you're
Yeah.
watching Steven Seagal. You
What a
know what?
movie.
Good thing I got rid of my ponytail.
Yes.
So, now that being said, is that everything we do, especially in this technique, is the Gonstead technique, right? The Gonstead method. And what we do is we always make sure we're biomechanically sound, and everything we do, again, is going to be based off of like the disc theory. So when you're seeing a lot of rotation, that's more based on the facet. Remember we talked about the joint that wasn't weight bearing?
Yeah.
So why would I want to focus on a joint that's not weight bearing? It doesn't really give us much long-term help, even though there's lots of signals in there to help with pain, or give us pain, I guess you say. And it's a good idea to focus on it from that standpoint. But if you don't affect the disc, it really doesn't give us that long-term change. So everything we do, we really take rotation out in the setup and we don't increase it. So and I'll show you in just a minute what we mean by that. So we're getting a little bit of information right about there. Might be a tender, like I'm touching a bruise. More down.
There.
Right there. I say shouldn't be as much here.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Good. And remember, this is the area that's extremely mobile, right? It's good at doing that. It's good at going into extension. If I asked you to do something like reach down like you're gonna touch your toes,
Yeah.
do that for me real quick, just slowly. You'll see that you're very good at moving from here, right? And it still stays flat through here. Come back up.
Oh,
So-
it's not curving?
No, not as well as it could. That's what it is, because it's very good at going this way over time, but going forward, it's still struggling a bit. Because it's made this area very good at moving forward, which over time, that can get us in trouble, especially when we're picking up heavy iron. A little tender right there. There's T8, there's T7. And you said you didn't really have any digestive issues?
No.
Okay, good. Good. Do me a favor, I want you to explain kind of what you feel in your body, what you have trouble with.
Tension on this side that goes all the way from here down to my low back, sometimes down to my leg too.
Okay.
And I feel like this side gets more tension than the other, but both in the shoulder area. I feel like I walk like with my shoulders out like that.
Always tensed up and kind of protecting that area. Well, when we look at your X-ray, it kind of starts to make sense, right? Because we have so much instability in that neck.
Yeah.
We should probably protect it, right? You know, at least that's what it thinks it should have to do. But really, we just need to take away that job. So once I get right into like that T2 range, it'll be a little tender, kind of right under there. So do me a favor if I have you look up. We know that we cheat a lot here, right? Come back to neutral. If I was to force that T2 to move as well, go ahead and look up. You start to feel what it feels like to get everyone working together.
Yeah.
Right? So it feels very different. It feels more stable too.
Yeah.
Get something like that going on. So T2 is definitely an area that we want to pay attention to. I'm getting some reading at T7, T8. I'm more curious to see what this one does. So I want to focus on T2, and I want to work on that foundation right in this pelvic area, slightly on the left. Slightly on the left. So there's a little bit of rotation going on in that sacrum.